Importance of project planning to maximum indemnity period for business interruption policy. Project plan is a statement of how and when a project's objectives are to be achieved. The project planning process is the main tool used to ensure that the tasks are completed in timely manner. Tasks, main tools, timely manner. Timely manner. A project may best be defined as a venture taken to ensure that a deliverable is completed within a specific time frame and that certain criteria or objectives are met in order to make certain that a project has the best chance of success and risk of failure has been minimized at a plan. A plan is devised to determine the most effective strategy for completion. Strategy is a comprehensive design in achieving organizational goal. The goal in this regard should now be related to business interruption policy as it relates to maximum indemnity period. So let's go to maximum indemnity period. Why maximum indemnity period? In business interruption policy is the period beginning with the occurrence of the incident. When we are talking about incidents here, we are talking about loss incident. Loss incident. Such as fire. And ending not later than the maximum indemnity period thereafter, during which the result of the business shall be affected in consequence thereof. When we say in consequence thereof, take for example a manufacturing company. Where fire broke out. And we know how volatile a manufacturing company could be in the event of fire. If it is not put under control in due course, the whole building or most part of it will be taken over by the fire. And in this period, the consequence of that fire outbreak is what? To the company? Loss. Not just loss, interruption in production. When we say interruption in production, a manufacturing company, let's say plastic manufacturing company, would not be able to produce immediately because vital part of the organization, production, would have been affected by the fire. So this period, what then happens to the company in terms of gross profits? In terms of production, clients' demands will keep coming in. So how would the organization sustain this in this period? That is what business interruption covers. That period in which the consequence of a loss incident, it could be theft, it could be fire, to the organization. That period that the loss would affect the organization is what the policy BI covers. So it is therefore important to set an appropriate period, an adequate period that the organization feels or thinks the business or operations of the organization will be brought to stability. To some, for example, for a manufacturing company, we're talking about more than a year, because the equipment, if affected, some imported, some would have go repaired. However, before these policies are taken, it's necessary that some business continuity measures are put in place. For example, alternative production sites. Store your documents in the cloud such that your employees could still meet the needs of your clients, your customers. Ensure that the organization is in business. However, there will be cost to that, which the policy also covers. Cost of renting machines, cost of repairs, cost of renting an apartment for your business continuity, and all of those. Your profit, you must be able to sustain it, though this may not be optimal, sustaining it optimally, but to a level, then the organization would then meet up the balance of it, the insurance rather, and then the part of the nature of the demand, the shortfall. So let's go advance. If business has not recovered by the time PI indemnity expires, you can see the implication here. Business interruption, it expires the indemnity period. What will the shareholders be affected? Because they now have to self-insure. Self-insurance comes into play because insurance will only cover you to the period which you have agreed to in the insurance policy. So what happens thereafter? So you have to, any loss finance will now be done by the shareholders. That is why it may lead them in unpleasant shock. Therefore, business restoration, the period in which the business is restored after the loss incident. The business is reinstated. Reinstated in this regard means putting back the business to the position it was before the loss. Pre-loss position is what we are talking about. Therefore, the business, let's advance, restoration period covered by the said policy and activated by a loss incident, loss event should be described and handled as a project. When it is handled as a project, then it is taken seriously. So many estimation is gone into the maximum indemnity period. So that you don't underestimate, so that you won't be caught in this. If it expires and the business is still not restored back to the pre-loss state, therefore there is need to handle that period as a project ab initio, whereby the project manager would then be said, in the event of loss, how long will it take to restore the business back to the position it was before the loss. Allowances will be put in place by the project manager. There will be tolerances, which could be a month or two, so that the indemnity period for the business is almost accurate. Furthermore, the project that we said should be handled by a project manager. The project should then be handled. We said the period should be treated, described, handled as a project. The restoration period should be tagged a project and be handled by a project manager who is knowledgeable, certified in Prince 2 methodology, using Prince 2 methodology, who ab initio at the beginning would avoid exceeding the maximum indemnity period, which would be 16 months in some cases, which could be 16 months in some cases, 16 months, 18 months. However, the maximum indemnity period will determine your premium payment. That is why most organizations would reduce the period, and sometimes, from experience, it affects those organizations, because if the maximum indemnity period expires, the organization will have to self-insure. That is, the organization will have to cater for any loss financing that your insurer in the first place, insurance firm, should cover, because the indemnity period has been reached. So this should be done in order not to exceed the maximum indemnity period. It should be done through proper reinstatement estimation. Reinstatement, putting back the organization to the pre-loss position, while entering business interaction policy considered. The organization is very volatile, especially when you are looking at oil and gas companies, given its nature. In our next video, we will talk about some other insurance policies